Hi, everybody. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about campus tours. As the new year comes along, many families are either looking at the February break, the March break, or the April break. It's a great time to go out and look at colleges. And they are good times because they're times when we have students on campuses, which is the ideal time for you to look at colleges. So let's talk a little bit because these tours should be fun. You should enjoy them with your student. My daughter's 35 and I still remember the college tour. So much fun. So let's talk about how to approach the tour so that you get the most out of it. The first thing that I feel like many families forget, register for an official tour because that's how you get credit for demonstrated interest. So going and just walking on a college campus and not doing their official tour is not going, there's going to be no way the college knew you were there. You do this by going online and registering. So that's the first thing. The second thing is in addition to the campus tour. So you want to do the tour. Many of the colleges will also have information sessions. But let's talk about the other things you might want to do on that campus. Number one, do some wandering. A great idea, wander into the department you think you might be interested in. Or if you have a couple of majors, wander into both of those because it might help you also learn a little bit about your major interest. Second, I would go to the dining hall. Sure, you can eat. You'll be surprised how good food is at colleges these days. But secondarily, you're going to see how people are interacting. Are people sitting alone? Are they in groups? Are people easily joining and not joining? What does the social life look like there? I think that's a great place to tell that in the dining hall because it's often buzzy. Another place I like for students to stop by is the library. I know who wants to go to the library, but the good thing about the library is you again can kind of see the vibe of the school, and you can see a place that you're likely going to be spending a good bit of time. If the college will give you the opportunity, I also would recommend sitting in on a class. This is more possible at smaller private schools than it is in large publics, but it's worth asking because I think you can learn a whole lot about going to college and that specific college by doing that. I then love for you just to kind of hang out in whatever seems like a gathering place for the school. If they have a big, student union, if it's, in a place where everyone's outside on the quad, whatever, but kind of just plant yourself for a little while and just observe. If you're super bold, you can talk to someone, but that's kind of, maybe a little more than you want to do. And then a couple other places you might want to visit on this tour. One is career services. I know you're only in high school, but ultimately, when you leave this college, you want it to help you find a job. So, getting a little bit of information on that, at least for parents, I know is an area that is of growing concern. So, you might want to stop at career services. Finally, if your student has any kind of learning issues and is going to need extra time, it would be wonderful to stop by the Learning Center and meet those people because each one of them is really different. And it's important to know if your student's going to feel comfortable utilizing the services there. Of course, if you're an athlete, a musician, any special talent that you hope to do in college, prior to the tour, reach out to the coach or to the head of music or the head of theater or whatever and see if you can set up a time to talk with them because that's going to help you learn more about those kind of programs to see if they offer things that are going to actually interest you. So those are just a few tips as you're thinking about the college visit. And again, I recommend that you also have some fun on these trips. It's great to go eat a meal in the town of the college, to wander around the town, because you're not just going to be on that campus, you're also going to be in the town, and it's a great way to add a little fun. My final tip is don't put more than two colleges in one day. It gets exhausting and then everybody gets cranky and then the college tours sort of lose the intended impact, which is trying to see which colleges actually resonate with your student. I hope these tips are helpful for you and that you have some wonderful college trips. It's a wonderful time to explore and see what's out there. The great news is there's so many great colleges out there. Have a wonderful trip.